Hello, I am Dr. Ravinder. In this series of lectures on microprocessor and microcontrollers, today we'll be discussing about the memory segmentation. In the previous lectures, we have discussed about some of the basic concepts of the 8086, in which we studied the pin diagram, the basic features, and the different internal architecture of the 8086. So, 8086 being a microprocessor, in itself it is not sufficient. It requires the use of the additional peripheral devices so that a proper use of the processor can be made out. And since memory is one of the important component of any of the processor based system, so we need to see how the memory is interfaced with the 8086, how the design of the memory is different than as compared to the predecessors of the 8086 processors like 8085. The topics that we will be discussing here are: what is the need for the memory segmentation, what exactly the segments are, and what is the advantage of the segmentation. To begin with, let's see what exactly the memory segmentations are. When you talk about the segmentation, why the memory is segmented? If you talk of the processors or interfacing of memory with the predecessor, that is 8085, which had the memory address register of 16 bits, and also the size of the address bus was also 16 bit. Now, since the size of the address bus and the size of the registers were same in case of 8085, we were able to directly, linearly address the memory of the 8085 system. So we can think of that the memory was linearly addressable in case of 8085. But when we talk about a system like the 8086 system, here the difference is that the size of the memory register is 16 bit, whereas the size of the address bus is 20 bit. So these two things are different. That is, the address registers, I write here as address registers, are 16 bit, but the address bus is 20 bit. How these 20 bits will then be carried on using these 16 bit registers? How exactly we will be able to address the 20 bit long addresses using the physically 16 bit registers available? So this could be achieved by segmenting the memory. What is exactly? With the 20 bit address space, the total memory address or total space can be from 0 to 1 megabyte, total memory space. But at a time, you can address only 16 kilobytes. So as to address the full address space of 1 megabyte, we require to segment this memory so that with 16-bit memory addresses, we can linearly address 64 kilobytes. So what exactly we then need is to have memory spaces or segments of up to 64 kilobytes. So for this 64 kilobyte, 16-bit memory address which is in the register is enough to address this particular space. If the memory is segmented, then obviously we will be having no problem addressing this 64 kilobyte address space using the address registers which are 16-bit wide. So thus our task of memory addressing, instead of linearly addressing 1 megabyte, which was not possible with 16-bit memory address registers, it is made possible by segmenting, that is logically segmenting the memory into different segments, and each segment of 64 kilobyte wide. And we know that 64 kilobyte can be addressed with 16-bit address lines. This was the reason that the designers of the 8086 thought it easier to address 1 megabyte of address space by segmenting the memory into logical segments. Then what exactly the different segments are? Broadly, the 8086 designers, they have segmented the memory into 4 segments, and these 4 segments are the core segment, number 2 the data segment, number 3 the stack segment, and number 4 the extra segment. That means, though there are 4 segments, but at any time we can have, that is at the most, at any time we can have 4 segments. But logically, there can be more than 4 segments. Because if we assume that each of the segment is 64 kilobyte, then if we had only 4 segments, then with the 4 segments, we could have achieved only 256 kilobyte of memory. But addressable memory is 1 megabyte. So, the segments can be used in overlapping and non-overlapping. That is, even the single or more than 1 segments can be used for the same purpose. So as to achieve the total memory address space of 1 megabyte. Now, how to address the memory using the segment registers? And what is the purpose of these segment registers? The purpose of these segment registers, that they hold the starting or the base address of a given segment. What exactly we mean is, we mean that suppose this is our memory, then with this memory, and let's assume that this is 1 segment, and we know that each segment is 64 kilobyte long. 64 kilobyte. So to address within this space, you require 16-bit of address. But this base address or the starting address, is stored in one of the segment registers. If I suppose assume that this segment is a code segment, then the starting or the base address of this segment will be stored in the code segment register. So this code segment register and another register which only stores the offsets, that is the addresses within this 64 kilobyte, is another register. For the case of CS, it is the IP register, instruction pointer. Now you have 2 registers for this segment, that is a code segment. You have the base address stored into the code segment register, and its offset is stored into the IP. As far as the codes are concerned, the instructions are concerned, they are stored into the code segment area. So how to then find out that what is the physical address? Of course, there are different mechanisms, different addressing schemes of the 8086 that we'll take up in the next slide. So similarly, for the other segments also, supposing this is another segment called a data segment, and within this particular address space, we can have at the most 64 kilobyte. So again, there will be two registers associated with it. One which holds the base address of this segment, and that is a data segment register. And another register which will hold an offset within this particular segment. So let us say what are those offsets. Look at this particular figure, wherein I have shown what are the registers which hold the base address. They are called the segment registers. And what are those registers which hold the offsets? So they are shown here. So with this one, as you see in the figure, this code segment whose base address was stored in the register called as a CSR, code segment register, and its offset is stored into the IP. So these two registers together will be able to generate the actual or the physical address of any instruction within this particular code segment. Then, to retrieve or to read and write the data part, the data is stored into the data segment. Let's say, now another beauty of this segmentation is that code and the data are stored in separate segments. As can be seen, the base address of the data segment area is stored into the data segment register, and its offset is stored into the BX register, DI and SI register. Likewise, the third is the stack segment. So in the case of stack segment, also the base address of the stack is stored into a register which is a stack segment register, that we name this as a stack segment register. And finally we have another segment called the extra segment, whose address is stored into the register called as an ESR, extra segment register. Now, as you see, for each of these segments, the offset addresses are stored in different registers. For the stack segment, the base address is stored into the stack segment register, and the offset is stored into the BP or the SP register. For the data segment, the base address is stored into the data segment register, and the offset are stored in the BX, DI and SI. For extra segment register, which can be used for the string type of operations, and also if an extra segment is required, say for code segment, we can assign this for a code segment. In which case, the BX, IP, SI and the DI registers will contain the offset for that particular segment. So remember that there are 4 segments, but logically there can be more than 4 segments. Each segment can store at the most 64 kilobyte of memory. So within this 64 kilobyte, the offset addresses are generated, but the starting address of each of these segments is stored into the respective segment registers, which are the code segment CSR, code segment register, data segment register, stack segment register and the extra segment register. Then what are the different types of segmentation? We achieve the segment as an overlapping segments and non-overlapping segments. So overlapping segment means that if this is one memory, and let us say that from here to this particular location we have one memory segment. Another segment can be started before the end of this segment, let's say from here, and it can extend to its end. So what exactly we mean by overlapping? The start of the second segment, which is falling within the memory area of the first segment, to the end of the first segment. So this is the memory overlapping segment. Similarly, we can start yet another segment which overlaps the second segment, that is, before the end of the second segment, if another segment starts, so we say that start of the third segment to the end of the second segment, so this area is called as an offset, as overlapping segments. Otherwise, they are not the overlapping segments. Number 2, what are the different types of the addressing? 1, there can be an address called as a physical address. 2, there can be an offset address. And 3, it is the logical address. So let us see how these addresses are calculated or formed. The physical address is formed by, that is PA, the physical address. It is generated by the base value of the segment register multiplied by 16 the base value of any of the segment multiplied by 16 in decimal, which is equal to 10 in the hexadecimal. So if you write in the hexadecimal format, you can write 10x. So the segment value in hexadecimal multiplied by 10 plus the offset. For example, if the code segment register, let me write it as a code segment register, contains the value 1, 2, 4, 5, then this register multiplied by 10 in the hexadecimal will be equal to 1, 2, 4, 5, 0. And if the offset in the IP is equal to 1, 2, 0, 0, then the physical address will be equal to 0, 5, 6, 3, 1 in hexadecimal. The offsets are stored into the IP. IP is a 16-bit register, so within that particular segment, all the addresses are known as an offset, which are pointed by the respective pointer register. The logical addresses are written as in the format of CS and IP, if it is a code segment register. If it is a data segment, we can write DS followed by either the DX or SI or DI. If it is the case of a stack segment, we can write stack segment colon the SP or the stack segment followed by D. So this is how the logical addresses are written. But from the logical address, we can calculate the physical address using this expression. That is the code segment or the data segment or the text segment or the extra segment register value multiplied by 10 in the hexadecimal. So this shifts the code segment or data segment or text segment value left by one nibble. So in this sense, a 0 is appended at the end of this address. Then the offset is added to that one to generate the physical address. Finally, let us say of doing this segmentation, what are the advantages? The advantages are, there are a number of advantages of doing this segmentation. So this is a better or efficient memory management mechanism. With segmentation, we'll be able to manage the memory properly. Data related, stack related operations can be performed in different segments. The code area and the data area can be stored in different areas. The code related operations can be done in separate code segments, as we can assign more than one segments. It allows easy data sharing to the processes. So the segmentation allows easy data sharing. It allows to extend the address ability because the size of the address registers is 16-bit, but physically there are 20 bits address space. So memory segmentation allows to convert this 16-bit address space to 20-bit by using the expression the physical address is equal to segment value multiplied by 10 plus the offset value. And finally, it is possible to enhance the memory size of the code data or the text segment beyond the 64 kilobyte by loading more than 1 segment. So to summarize what we have seen in this video, we started with the concept why or what is the need for the segmenting the memory, wherein we said, unlike the predecessor 8085 which had a linearly rising memory space, the address space and the size of the register holding the address were same, so there was no problem with it. But in 8086, segmentation was required because the total memory address space 20-bit and the size of the address registers were different. So some kind of mechanism was to be involved, and that mechanism is the memory segmentation. Then we said there are 4 segments: code segment, data segment, extra segment, and data segment. Similarly, we said there are 3 types of addresses: physical address, logical address, and the offset address. And then we discuss about the advantages of the memory segmentation. Well, fine. That's all in this video.